XRP skyrockets past $1 as SEC faces legal troubles. Listen, if XRP is doing that right now, by the way, how you feel about that? You feel good about that? You feel good seeing the XRP price go up? Listen, it's doing this in anticipation of a lot of the hurdles and burdens upon XRP and the XRPL that are about to be removed. What's going to happen when they actually are removed? Then on top of that, we haven't even tapped into those trillions yet. Interbank payments, B2B cross-border payments, RWA coming in the future. We haven't even tapped into that. By the way, there hasn't been the massive announcements yet either. That happens after all of the different hurdles are removed, which is coming soon. What happens to that price then? Are you not entertained? Things looking good. I mean, I looked at the charts briefly. A lot of stuff was looking green. Didn't I say that crypto across the board, those top cryptos were all bullish? We're looking at Bitcoin is green right now, at least last I saw. I don't know what it's going to be by the time I release this video. Bitcoin was green. XRP was green. Solana was green. Huh? Bullish prediction after bullish prediction coming out from very unlikely sources, I'm telling you right now. But see, the people and the companies are seeing the truth for the first time, that crypto is super bullish across the board, that it is unstoppable. What's going to stop it now? It doesn't look like Gary Gensler is going to be in his position for long. What's going to stand in our way now? There's a possibility. Well, let me get these things out of here. There's the possibility that we may be having some, the leadership of the SEC may change, and it might be pro crypto. No guarantees, of course, folks. No guarantees, but it's possible. This is what the so-called experts have been saying. That means that the potential for massive explosions, multiple, are highly possible. And then we heard that the other day. If you saw yesterday, I believe it was yesterday's video. Did you watch yesterday's video? Also, did you see the last members only video? These are build up videos. They're all going, these next few go together. You got to piece it all together. So if you haven't seen that members only video, make sure you check that out. I think it was Van Eck. It was Van Eck that was saying there should be multiple explosions. Now, listen, most of the people are going to represent crypto by saying crypto or Bitcoin interchangeably. They use the phrases interchangeably. But when they say Bitcoin, they're talking about overall crypto. As you see Bitcoin skyrocketing, you see everything else going off. As I anticipated, no separate altcoin season, but everything going up with Bitcoin, just like in 2021. People are counting money right now. They're counting dollars right now. Things are looking really good. Because when everything was bloody and dipped low, don't worry, we'll get back to the article in a moment. When bloody and dipped low, people were buying for the low. Not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I know. Scooped up a lot of things for very, very low. Like Solana, for example. I just give you a personal example. During those years of the market being bloody and red, man, I picked up some Solana at a ridiculously low price. And now they're predicting Solana to go to $500. May even go to 1,000 at some point. I don't know about all that. I just know that the energy, I take the energy from it. It's not about the numbers. The energy says bullish. Going up, bullish, it's going up. That's what the energy tells me. I read the energy, the dominant energy of the markets. And right now, it's a lot of greed, So now back to this article here. The price surge is consistent with the recent bullish positioning in the options market. Let's scroll down here. Look at that line. Look at that those green candles going up. It's ridiculous. They went from the ground to the moon. I'm getting tired of saying the moon. We got to come up with a better phrase for that. But whatever, I'll use it for now. Why not? XRP's price has nearly doubled this week, above $1. Oh, yeah, sounds so good. Oh, yeah. Long time coming. I know. Some people are going to say, it's just $1. It's not just $1. It's the psychology of it, the energy of it. That's important. This is a key move on the chessboard psychologically. Just wait till it hits $2, $3, $4, $5. I'm not saying it's going to happen now. I don't know when it's going to happen. I just know the circumstances that will bring that about. Big announcements about big partnerships, utility, That's going to be like nothing people have ever seen before. But let's keep going. The SEC's legal troubles could have a bearing on the agency's pending appeal in the Ripple ruling, which said that XRP sales on public exchanges did not fall under the definition of a security. The price surge is consistent with recent bullish positioning. I don't know why they said that twice. Let's scroll down here. The payments-focused cryptocurrency surged over 27%. Reaching a high of $1.27 at one point. I think when I looked at it, was $1.16. I believe that's what I saw. A level last seen in November 2021. It's a long time coming. This is a good sign. CoinDesk data shows prices have nearly doubled this week, boosting the market capitalization to $63.59 billion. All right. So now listen, I don't want to stay too long on that. Great times. It's a great indicator of what's to come. Now we're going to move on to this here. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of this Bitcoin news out of the way. The big dog is doing very well right now, leading the market and showing signs that there is a much bigger explosion to come. Not financial advice, but this is what it looks like in my humble opinion and a lot of experts' opinions. This article is titled, "Another U.S. listed firm adopts Bitcoin as a treasury asset." Things like this continue to make Bitcoin and crypto overall bullish. Solidian Technology Incorporated, a leading provider of advanced battery materials, has announced a significant strategic allocation of Bitcoin within its corporate treasury. This move positions Solidian alongside other prominent U.S. companies such as MicroStrategy, Tesla, Block, formerly Square, Similar Scientific, Coinbase, Riot Platforms, and Marathon Digital Holdings, all of which have integrated Bitcoin into their treasury strategies. They all want a piece. They all shall have their piece of Bitcoin. How high does it go? You tell me what you think, all right? It says, in a press release dated November 14th, 2024, Solidian Technology detailed its decision to allocate a substantial portion of its excess cash reserves to Bitcoin, which is impressive. That tells you how bullish Bitcoin is, because really that excess cash could have went to the side. That excess cash could have went to a money market fund. Oh, we got a lot for you. This is going to be a potent video. We have another article coming up. Don't miss that one. Speaking of cash on the side, because that could be significant. That article later, you definitely want to see. Powerful, but we'll get there. All right. The company plans to commit 60% of any excess operational cash to Bitcoin purchases, convert interest earnings from money market accounts. Oh, interesting. And didn't I say that recently? There's been little movements of capital from that arena trickling into other arenas. Crypto is one of them. Obviously, they're confirming that now. Money market accounts into Bitcoin and designate a portion of future capital raises for long-term Bitcoin acquisitions. Vlad Pranchevich, CEO of Solidian Technology, stated, quote, "We believe strongly in Bitcoin's transformative potential for the financial system, and we see our allocation as both a secure store of value and compelling investment," unquote. He further emphasized the impact of recent regulatory developments, noting, quote, "With the Security and Exchange Commission's recent approval of a spot Bitcoin ETFs, we've already seen significant steps toward institutional acceptance." They're here. They've been here for a little while now. They're dominating, they're taking over, and that's going to bring the flood of capital. It hasn't happened yet, but you're seeing trickles of it. You're seeing the energies change. You're hearing the verbiage change finally in the mainstream media a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. It's enough. And you see a lot of that retail that left. They're coming back. I told you they're going to come back. Listen, despite all the pessimism, the people know when it's time to make money. They're going to come. There was so much money made in 2021 bull run. People remember Cardano made money. They remember Solana made money. They remember all of these different things. And they're saying, hey, it could happen again. Not just it can happen again, but it's high possibility. It will happen again. And you see everything happening. But this time, it's bigger, better, faster. There's more capital there, more liquidity there, more companies there. And if people play it right, if the institutions and their advertising arms, they control the mainstream media. I mean, sorry about that phrasing, but if they play it right, there's going to be more retail. there than ever before. But that's in the future, though. We have to keep an eye on that. That's stuff that I'm observing actively. All right, so now let's move on here. All right. Oh, a little bit more Bitcoin news. There's a lot of Bitcoin stuff out here. Then we have some Solana, and once again, we're going to cover that cash pile on the side. That is the powerful article for today, I think. Quote, there is a global race underway for Bitcoin. This is coming from Anthony Pompliano. Of course, I don't expect him to say different. I don't feel that he's telling an untruth because I'm seeing it as well. I think there's more of a global race for gold. Really, it's not really a race. There's enough gold for everybody, really. But they're gobbling up gold a little bit more, in my humble opinion. Of course, there's a little bit of a sell-off, but that you have to look at who's selling the gold and who's buying, right? That is significant. Who is selling and who is buying? All right, to prop the price up or keep it where it is or to make it bullish in the future. But yes, Bitcoin is also right there. Everybody's trying to get in on it as of now. And as the price looks better and better and holds a little bit more firmly at higher lows, then I think it's just logical that people are going to say, oh, this might be time to make some money and want to jump in. It says here, the election of there's a lot of political things going on right now, very positive that they're looking at, that he's looking at, and he's saying, hey, listen, this is making Bitcoin very bullish. A lot of people are claiming that as well. Obviously, that affects the regulations. And those are going to be changing. I think that's mostly what people are looking at. And as regulations become more favorable, and hey, listen, give the crypto companies their due respect, because they spent a good amount of lobbying dollars this year to soften up the politicians. You know, money talks to politicians. It's a sad thing. Politicians are supposed to represent the people. That's why I don't trust politicians or anybody. I don't believe in anybody governing me. I govern myself. I protect myself. I provide for myself. That's just how I look at it as a being on earth, right? But yeah, some people play the game. They buy into the systems and the archetypes and the structures that have been set up by mankind over countless centuries. And so, but politicians are supposed to represent the people. But if that's the case, then why do dollars make them move this way or that? Interesting, isn't it? I know I'm preaching to the choir. Asset manager and investor Anthony Pompliano recently stated that the global Bitcoin arms race between sovereign nations and governments has already started. In an appearance on Yahoo Finance, Pompliano argued that the market participants believe that political actors will keep their campaign promises and establish Bitcoin strategic reserves, etc. And it's very, very interesting because we heard the other day, I can't remember who it was, but I think was it in yesterday's video? Someone of a political position, I believe it was a political position or was it an institutional position, was recommending to India to use Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. Wait, no. It's right on the tip of my brain. It wasn't someone of political position. It was someone from a company. Was it Samson Mao? Maybe it was Samson Mao. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But they were recommending that India use Bitcoin as a strategic, not strategic reserve. What do they call that? Or was it strategic reserve or reserve currency that they were recommending? My apologies, folks. It was a long week. Quote. Let's get back to the article. There is a global race for Bitcoin going on right now. Whether you are a local, state, or federal government official, you should be figuring out how to get as much Bitcoin onto the balance sheet as possible. Of course, he's going to say that. He wants Bitcoin to skyrocket. We all do, right? This is not like gold where we can just go dig up more of it out of the ground, unquote. Man, way to spit on gold. Hold on, Mr. Pompliano. Just relax, buddy. We're heavy into gold. We're heavy into Bitcoin. We don't need a split in the divide. We don't need to compare. Bitcoin will do well. All right. The pro Bitcoin asset manager explained that the race to adopt a Bitcoin is primarily driven by currency devaluation and noted that U.S. residents lost approximately 25% of their purchasing power over the last 5 years. Good stat. I'm glad you said that. During the interview, Pompliano noted that that Bhutan and El Salvador are accumulating Bitcoin and have the advantage of being small players that lack the same downside risk as global powers like the United States. Yes, but you got to understand, as a person who I grew up surrounded by Salvadoran culture, eating pupusa, eating tamal, stuff like that. I know, like, listen, I know Salvadoran people are very bold. They're very intelligent, very strong, very bold. And so they'll move first on something before everyone else. United States government is not like that. Remember, the United States government is not like the people of the United States, which tend to be very brave and bold. Just my humble opinion from my experience. So, but the government likes to fall back. They like to hold back. They like to hold firm to their old ways. So they're not going to be the first. They're not going to have the advantage. And I don't believe they think that they need to. As much power as the United States has, they feel like they could just force the square into the circle shape anytime they want, just by pounding the square through the circle. You get what I'm saying? Like those little squares that children have. You see one of them trying to put a triangle through the square. You're like, wait, not square, a triangle through a certain shape. And you're like, wait, that doesn't fit there, buddy. You got to put that triangle through the triangle shape. But yeah, so no. So I don't think you can compare the minds that move El Salvador versus the minds that are the Salvador government that are versus the minds that are moving United States government. It's just completely different energy. If you know, you know. So now, Pompliano argued, quote, the national debt increased by $850 billion in the last 90 days. If we were to try to put the same $850 billion into Bitcoin, that is about half of the current market cap. So we're talking about $50 to $100 billion. Small rounding errors when it comes to government spending. And I think that it is well worth the risk reward, unquote. Yes, and he could be correct. So now let's move on here. Ooh, a little bit of Solana news. That's what I wanted to hear. I want to hear all of this sweet, sweet Solana news. A lot of the cryptos I hold are looking good. I don't know about everybody else. I'm just sharing. Let me share. Come on, now we community. Let me share a little bit, man. Oh, man, it feels good. You know how long we've been crossing the desert? Feel good for once. It's okay. It's not illegal. We're not going to let them make it illegal neither. So I'm just joking around. So now this article is titled Odds Favor Solana ETF in 2025. Hey, listen, folks, when the good energies come, you got to enjoy them. When the sun comes out, you got to enjoy it. It's not always going to be good, and it's not always going to be sunny. You get what I'm saying? So we must appreciate the good things. That's how I feel. It's like with good people as well. I try to appreciate the good people. So I appreciate all of you out there. I'm going to tell you right now. So now, odds favor Solana ETF in 2025. The United States has only approved ETFs for Bitcoin and Ether versus some 30 digital asset types in Europe, according to the Financial Times. The odds of a Solana exchange-traded fund listing in the United States before the end of 2025 are overwhelmingly, quote, overwhelmingly high, unquote. All those regulations, everything changing with the SEC. I have an article somewhere here. I'm just going to give it to you in case I don't make it to covering that article. There's speculation for some reason that Gary Gensler may step down after Thanksgiving. We have to go through the article. Let me see where that is. Bear with me one moment. Where is that article? Come on. I know I have it. SEC Gensler. Let's slide that up here. And now I lost my spot. Where the heck were we at this with the Solana article here? Here we go. Okay, so I slid it up so we can cover that next. Yes, but it says SEC Gensler reported to step down after Thanksgiving. I want to find out what's going on with that. So we'll read that next, okay? But let's continue on here. Sigil. This is from Matthew Sigil. I'm assuming his name Sigil is pronounced Sigil, expects the U.S. SEC Commission to approve more proposed cryptocurrency products after crypto-friendly politicians have been elected inside the U.S. Quote, we would expect the SEC to approve more crypto products than they have in the past 4 years, unquote. Sigil said in an interview with Financial Times. Remember, there is no guarantee. Also, people are forgetting that these politicians have to first be proven to keep their word. They have to keep their word. Many times they say things and don't come through with it. I'm not saying it's going to be like that this time. I'm just trying to stay balanced and neutral in the middle. Let them show you. Let them do it. But in an anticipatory way, I mean, things are looking very good. So now it says here, in 2024, asset managers submitted a flurry of regulatory filings to list ETFs holding altcoins. including Sol, XRP, Litecoin, among others. Issuers are also waiting on approval for several planned crypto index ETFs designed to hold diverse baskets of tokens. In effect, these filings were, quote, call options on political victories, unquote, in the U.S. Elections. All right, so now I want to get to this before we run out of time. Let's find out what's going on with Gensler, and let me move up the cash on the side article as well, because I want to make sure I get that in. That is important. So now, this article is titled SEC Gensler reported to step down after Thanksgiving. Woo, that will be major. Transition plans hint at a significant regulatory shift for digital assets and the SEC's future leadership. Listen, if he steps down, things are going to, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. If he steps down, that's a major catalyst for people to get excited and those prices to explode in anticipation of what's coming next year. Man, the future, if the future doesn't look bright now, I don't know when it will to most people, but it is looking very bright in my opinion. SEC Chair Gary Gensler is expected to step down. But why are they saying that? Voluntarily after Thanksgiving and depart in early January, according to Fox business producer Eleanor Tourette. But where's she getting this info? Did someone tell her that? Why? Well, you got to give me something solid. Former SEC Commissioner Dan Gallagher, who currently works at Robinhood, has previously indicated reluctance to take the position, though sources note the situation remains fluid. Bob Stebbins, former SEC general counselor under Jay Clayton, is reportedly being promoted by Clayton to the transition team. Okay. Other potential candidates include Brad Bondi, a lawyer at Paul Hastings, and Paul Atkins of Wilkie Farr. Both are known for favoring less stringent regulatory approaches to crypto assets. Atkins currently serves on the board of the Digital Chamber and co-chairs its Token Alliance, where he provides guidance on token issuance development. Do we not have anyone who is just bullish on crypto, understands it, wants to unleash it? Is there no one like that? Do you guys know of anyone? Leave it in the comment section. Do they have anyone that they're looking to promote to Gensler's position that's just absolutely bullish on crypto? And I'd like to know that, because there's so many of them now I've been hearing. They're like, well, they're sort of bullish on crypto. And it's like, is there no one that's absolutely just like, yes, crypto all the way? Is there no one? Why is it? I don't know. I would love to know that information. Former CFTC chairman Christopher Giancarlo has dismissed speculation about his potential nomination for the position earlier. So now let's move on here. Let's see if we have how much this article tells us about the cash on the side. It's from Bloomberg. So this article is titled, and all I needed was the number and what's been happening with it. Listen to this, because this can move and this could shake the world. $7 trillion. I'm going to say it again. People are not understanding what can happen. $7 trillion and growing cash pile defies Wall Street skeptics. Listen, we've been covering and tracking this cash pile for a long time, have we not? Yes, we have. And it was said about 2 years ago that all the pros believed that this cash pile was going to go into the stock market. It never happened. It never happened. They said that year after year. And what did I say? I like to go against the grain sometimes when I feel like the truth is leaning against the popular opinion. And I said that I felt like it would remain there until the crypto bull runs pop off. Then a lot of that capital could flow into crypto, because it's the fastest, best way to make money right now. Crypto and NFTs haven't come back yet, but they will in the future, but it'll be different. They will come back in a different iteration. Mark my words. Institutions will take over NFTs as well. They haven't done it yet. They're still focused on crypto mostly, pure crypto mostly. But that time will come. But the cash pile, I always felt like they were waiting on the true bull run. Now, a lot of people are excited right now, but once again, I'm going to say this is the beginnings. What could be is much bigger than what we're seeing right now. Not financial advice, just my humble opinion. Let's go to wealthmanagement.com. Let me see. I want to see if they have anything to say on this. It says it was supposed to be the year of the great money market exodus. They keep saying that. And what did I say? I said, no. Why would they say that? See, I think that's like a little trick. They want to try. They were trying to use their media to get people out of money market funds. It's between Federal Reserve interest rate cuts, which they're slowing down now. Didn't he say they're going to take their time? Interest rate cuts and the rally in stocks and bonds that would naturally follow, all elements were there. Wall Street prognosticators said to prompt investors to yank cash out of money market funds. And Matt, I told you, see how they phrase it? They know. Yeah, they were trying to get them out of there. Why? Another thing, once again, they can't compete with money market funds. They can't compete with the non-banking financial institutions that offer money market funds. They can't. Just like they can't compete with the fintech non-banking financial institutions of the new financial system. They can't. So they've been trying to find every possible way to sabotage them, just like they were sabotaging crypto. It's not going to work now. It's our time. It's our time. The energies are with us, or however you want to say that. Like everything is in our favor right now. Everything has its season. It's our season. And for the banks, it has not been looking good. For the financial institutions of the legacy system, it has not been looking good. And it looks like, and I'm going to give it a few months. I think things are building up. I think in a short few months, I could be wrong, but I'm just going over all the information every pro has said. It looks like we're looking at a massive explosion in crypto coming, and it might just be one of many. That could be very good, but I'm staying adjustable and we'll keep our eye on things. You tell me how you feel about that. All right. My word isn't law. I'm just a researcher reporter here, and I respect your opinion. Let me know in the comment section what you think. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.